All right. This microphone's been on the whole time. So let's do it. Let's go live. How we doing? How's that? How's the mix? How's the mix, Chief? Hey, Chief. How's the mix? Hey, Chief. How's the mix? I don't want your sneaky tricks. So, hello. Oh, hang on. I was gonna have something cooler on. Hello, hey everyone, I'm Sam. It's been so long since I've made a video, and I have done some soul searching, and I think that I like doing this and can disconnect the creative aspect of it from the self-validation aspect of it, which is something that drives a lot of creators, and that's okay, and it's a part of my reality, but really it's just another type of media that I think is interesting, and it doesn't have to be like, I don't have to be like PewDiePie to have for this to be valuable. I don't have to do a show because it's very hard to make game dev into a show. And there's a few people that I connected with when I was doing this that mean a lot to me, those connections, which is, I think, probably the reality of the kind of stuff that I make personally. So I thought I'd give you guys a quick update because I don't think I've done a stream in quite a long time. So Touchy Feely went live. That was a cool thing about streaming all through last year is I have literally like a video log of making this from start to finish. It's on my YouTube channel. It's cool. It's like, oh wow, like actually, you know, this like sort of weird history of me making the game. Whoa, we just had 2,000 installs. That's totally, it's pretty sad. Like, you know, popular games make like, you know, however many billions of, I don't know, like 2,000 for me is a big deal. That's really cool. And I have been updating it pretty regularly considering it's not like being marketed or anything. It's a pretty complete experience. It's like, most people are in there for 5 minutes. People are in there for longer. It's pretty cool. One person, so this, honestly, I was pretty depressed. Like I have, a ton of different issues with like external validation that make it, hard to, balance some of this stuff, but best game ever. I love this best game. It's best hand tracking ever. That's honestly like something weird. I don't know who wrote that. Thank you very much. Maybe it is the best hand tracking game. Good, but it made me a bit sad. Like that is literally my dream review. So that's really great. Okay, so the other thing with the streaming is that I'm gonna try and avoid spending too much energy like doing the stream. Like really, it's about game dev, and I just want to do this sort of experiment where you get a window into the game dev, and you guys become my rubber duck essentially. But the digging simulator's up and live, which is really cool. So the digging simulator I made quite a while ago. I'll show you. I'll play the video. I had to do a thumbnail, and I just got this lady being like, "What?"
Hello there, can you dig me a hole?
So chuffed with that. Hang on, I'm gonna try and get the chat out. If anyone's there, I want to say hello. I'm assuming it's someone that's on my Twitter. It's popped in. Pop out chat. There we go. All right, there we go. Got the chat. So I won't miss a thing. Okay, so that's really cool. That's a big deal for me. I was kind of like debating whether or not to get it back live. I guess was one thing. Like I was very like I spent a lot of time on it, but I was like, oh, you know, don't go backwards, go forwards, that kind of thing. But then I was like, you know what? It's like this thing that I made that like I think reflects a certain aspect of my work, and also like I do think like part of my strategy is to create these like I guess properties is a way to think about it that kind of like the way you would make, like, there's this guy named Peter Lievels. He's made all these little startups and he builds them over time, and he kind of like does really lean stuff. Like, he's a small team, and it's kind of the same thinking where I'm like, I'll build these like VR destinations and experience types, and plant a few seeds and sort of tend to them, and if any of them take off, that's awesome. But also, it's like they give me different sandboxes to try different mechanics, and to 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 have like a ready-made audience, even if it's not huge. So that's cool. That's cool. So basically, where I'm up to now is I'm working on a new game, and the game this basically touchy-feely in the digging simulator, super mechanics based, super like bought into that whole strategy quotation marks that I was just talking about, right? Of fuck with this thing where the volume bar keeps getting stuck. I don't know why it's happening. Yeah, it's like, okay, let's make these sort of like MVP VR experiment sort of things, and which is cool. It's been really good. But I realized I kind of got into this to make stories and to make art. And touchy feely. Anyone that was watching the touchy feely stuff last year would remember that was really a big project in art development and like concept development, and which I did, and then I built some story in at the end that actually ended up kind of similar with the digging simulator, where I came up with a story right at the end for touchy feely and was like, this is the best bit. And so Times Children is well, actually, I want to call it Girl at the End of the World, but I'm working with my creative partner / current boss at Fourier, and he suggested a name that was less clunky, and we kind of landed on Times Children, which is like, I kind of write like I'm like an English like comedy novelist from the 80s. Like, all my titles are like Escape from Wizard Island and whatever, and like, just because I just think everything is satire, I guess. Maybe as a way of protecting myself from emotional vulnerability, I'm not sure. Anyway, Times Children, it's basically like the story of this, well, it's playing with those ideas of like protopia and like that question of like, how do we actually build like better visions for the future into science fiction and still have drama and conflict? So basically, like, it's painting this, it's used as a chance to paint this like really like optimistic vision for a better post-industrialized future, where people have like sort of liberty and freedom, in the sense of like, that young female protagonist is such a great example, because it's like shows a world where like she is safe and empowered to explore and visit people and all this kind of stuff. And so there's like all these different tropes. It's kind of thing I'd love to connect with like an indigenous writer and actually paint it as a sort of like deindustrialized, like taking all those lessons from like First Nations peoples and stuff like that. Like, I kind of left space in the story for that, in that world building. And then the basic conceit is that she finds this receiver. It's like a radio receiver that connects her to the ancient past, and which is a sort of analog for now, but like cooler and more steampunk. Oh, hang on, I've got two slides. So what happened is that I wrote a short story, which anyone that wants to read it, like, please let me know. I will literally, please someone read my story. Like, I was just generating so much content that people just ignore. That's okay, it's fine. I'm like a mud crab. So I wrote the story, and then my boss was like, and / creative partner was like, why don't you make a pitch deck? Like, that's like half my job is making these decks. And I was like, oh, it's pretty cool. Like, using these, this tool for communication. So, just like concepts around, like, part of it is a vessel to imagine like a more balanced, beautiful future, where technology, people, the land, each other in harmony, those kind of things. Like the idea of like, they've got these bits of technology like the sky catcher, which is really a combination of like solar and water capture. We've got like machine intelligences, but they're like, built in harmony with each other and the land and things like that. And it's obviously all a bit utopian and optimistic, and that's okay. That's what I wanted to explore, at least, or have like a fabric to explore. So she discovers this radio receiver from someone from the deep past, who's like a young like member of the army, whatever they're called, like soldier, and he's basically part of a team that's like calling all these different timelines. They seeded all these receivers. It's the old, like, I don't know if you're ever a kid and you had a radio and you're like, oh, if I bury this and like pull it up later, I can talk to myself in the future, like that basically. And he's just like part of a team. And they're like, we're trying to figure out how to end this war. And she's like, oh, that sounds great, but like, what's war? I don't know what you're talking about. So basically, they go to like their wise ones, like Sheena's, who know that this is going to happen, and do a sort of like faux prophecy because they're super intelligent and they like have all this like quantum perspectives and stuff like that. It's kind of revealed later on that they're like kind of like the evolution of the war machines in the past. Spoilers here, but no one's gonna read it, so whatever. Blah blah blah. So I made this story, and I've been working on. The other thing was like, how do I go from like a narrative idea and like develop the concept, like the creative concept. I've been doing like fleshing, blocking stuff out in Quill, doing storyboards, different kind of things, because I want to just like build up those muscles, and build up, I guess, like my visual communication skills and understand what like the pieces are needed. And then bring that into like just a really nice, beautiful, cinematic, animated environment that uses that sort of like point and click sort of style game logic of like adventure games. My goal is like, I realized like in the digging simulator, I probably spent 6 months making the shovel, which is great. Like it's fun. And then touchy feely, like the hand reactive stuff, like the colors and stuff, which was the concept behind it, probably like 6 months. Like this is like an hour a day sort of thing. Like not even that. And then it's like, well, like, fuck that. Like, so what I'm working on at the moment, what this is a big build up to is art style. I really love, like, what I like about Mobius is like that sort of that sense of journey and travel and space, and also like the ability to create these like kind of intricate technological like silhouettes and visions that seem sort of magical, and I guess as a result like human in a way. And I like such a big fan of Studio Ghibli, like obviously visually, but I've realized like so many different elements. Like I was doing some research about like leaving space and breathing room to like connect to like the day to day of the characters, even in these fantastical places. And then like bringing elements of like modern society that we like, but also associate with consumerism, and like using those as like visual notes. So it's like the pitch, right? And it's like the reason this is a pitch deck is just because I also make pitch decks, and I was like, yeah, why not? I'll just make a pitch deck for it. But and this is it for it. And I'm kind of hoping that we'll make it at work. Is kind of the idea. But what I'm doing now, and what I'm streaming now, and what I put on the title, what it says on the box is I am trying to get Adventure Creator. So the goal is, all right. So I've made. This is kind of like, I kind of like do training for my normal job, because I started in the industry at like 27 or 28, not even like, I barely even started till I was 30, to be honest. Like I got my first proper job at 30. So I do feel like I'm a little bit, not behind, but like I've got to build my skills intentionally, if I want to become as capable as I want to be to do what I want to do, if you know what I mean. Like I'm kind of at that point now where I could middle manage my way through the rest of my life, but I want to be able to create really great stuff. So I do have to put in extra work. Like I'm not like rise and grind, hustle culture sort of thing. I just actually, am not, I need to practice basically. It's like I've decided to become a concert violinist at 30. Like I have to practice. So this is kind of what stuff is. That's why I kind of go through, like, you don't necessarily need to do like a whole pitch deck or an assigner board, but it's also like, well, you kind of do. So anyway, put together the project board. So far I've like done all this, like, I've written a vertical slice of the script. I googled how to write a game script. I've pretty much done the storyboards, but not quite. Concept art, just working on it. These are things that I haven't done for myself before. I actually do storyboards for work. Concept art I've been learning how to do. It's been, well, not even learning how to do concept art, just learning how to do digital art. I recognize that I won't ever be as good at like that as a digital, like a professional character artist. I don't really want to be necessarily. I just sorry, I blanked again. You know what? I opened the bloody stream and just blanked my brain out. I'm not motivated to become as good as you need, and I don't want to be someone that just draws full time. Like I want to imagine things and put them together and stuff like that. So that's fine. But I still want to get better at like expressing concepts with art, and I want that art to be visually pleasing, So it's sort of like we'll give you a look at my most recent thing, if I can, without revealing little secrets. It's funny, like I actually like the sketches more than I like the finished product of a lot of concept art. But yeah, I'm learning how to do the sketch layer and then the ink layer, shit like that. So it's been good. I feel like I've grown a lot over the past. I guess I stopped streaming about a year ago. Maybe now it's probably the case. I'm not sure. It's like I've just been in lockdown the whole time. So yeah, it's been really cool. So right now though, what I'm trying to figure out is, oh, and the other thing that I've been doing differently, and this is a bit of I didn't actually expect to do like this like personal diary vlog style, is that I was really stuck on how to move forward creatively as well as technically. Like I was writing like fictional writing before I was doing anything else really. It was really one of the first things. I've been writing since I was a little kid really, and it really is something that takes like rhythm and routine to make it happen. You can't just write on impulse; it just doesn't work. Like whatever. But you know, development's the same thing. Like you need like, or maybe I need routine. I don't know. And then also the art stuff is like, well, I'm not even good at art yet. Like I need to practice. And so I was kind of talking to my partner, and I was trying to do like, you know, dev in the morning, this in the afternoon, this and blah, blah, blah. And it's just too much. So what we started trying, cause she's like my like life coach basically. Even though she's super lazy, but she likes giving me advice. She's not lazy. She just isn't like a self-improvement psycho like I am. Is Monday, Tuesday I do writing, Wednesday, Thursday I do art, and then Friday, Saturday I do development. So it's been good. Like I you know, I don't feel like I'm moving as quickly forward and stuff, but like the, you know, the creative and the tech are kind of coming together. All right, big intro. So what I'm doing now is setting up basically my idea, and I'll show you this as well, and then I'll take this stuff off screen because this is my like actually maybe I'll take it off screen first just to make sure there's not any. So I've started using Slight at work, which has been, it's kind of like Google Docs, right? But the UX and UI is like awesome. Like as in, it's just this sort of like hierarchy of information, right? And then it's sort of like a self-generating wiki at the same time. I've been trying to like take way better like logs and notes just generally, which has been pretty like, it's kind of like offloaded my, it has offloaded my cognition a little bit, right? I'm thinking into the document, and then the document carries these thoughts for me, which is all like pretty obvious stuff with writing, but the way that this is also interconnected, and I've been doing it more with my personal notes and things, it's great. So basically the concept is to, I did like an overview, but basically the goal is to build like a footprint to begin with that uses VRTK. I dug up the digging simulator, and I just realized that I need to flip this camera, I think, to reflect my actual angles. There we go, that's good. So VRTK, the digging simulator uses VRTK, so I was like, all right, I had to get my head around where it's up to figure it out, and I was like, oh, this has actually come a really long way. It gives you like teleport, grab, all this cool shit basically. Curved UI is basically like a UI interaction system. Honestly, I'm thinking I might just roll my own. The stuff that I have to do to port it to what I need, I'm like, oh, I'm basically already. So this is the point that I hit today. The other thing that I'm using that's the core of it is Adevnture Creator. So Adevnture Creator is like it is a no-code Unity system for creating adventure games specifically. So an adventure game in this context is basically it's a type of game that like uses these mechanics of how to describe it. The way I always said it's like Curse of Monkey Island, stuff like that, but maybe people don't know that, like that it's a pretty old type of game now. But it's got this really simple set of like interaction mechanics that you kind of use to trigger dialogue and animation, and it's not really about like, you know, reflexes, and the puzzles are less. The puzzles exist, but they're more like, it's more about like environmental problem solving and puzzle, you know, resolution and stuff like that. I love those games as a kid. I don't like having my reflexes tested. I'm going to do one thing that is going to blow everyone's mind, and then we're going to get into it. So basically, fuck, this is a long intro. I guess I haven't talked to you guys in like a year, so that's okay. It is okay to do a long intro. It's okay to do anything you want, as long as it doesn't hurt anyone and you're, you know, looking after yourself. So where I'm up to is I've got Adevnture Creator set up, and I did the Adevnture Creator tutorial, which was actually really exciting because it's made me really excited for Adevnture Creator. It just does so much stuff like cutscenes and like it's essentially a visual scripting editor. And like, you know, I started, like, I learned to use Adventure Creator before I learned coding, and I was all like, oh, you know, I gotta make my own stuff and blah 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 blah. And honestly, I'm coming full circle now. I'm like, this is better than, this is the exact tooling I would make for myself if I was making a game, and it's better than anything I could make. It's been around for 5 years. It does exactly what I wanted to do. The problem is that it doesn't quite work with VR. I actually found, like, I actually ported it to VR in early days when I was like, I guess, like, yeah, like very starting, and I really just brute forced it, and, you know, raycast and custom shit, and I'm like, oh, actually, that's pretty much how I do it. And I read my forum conversations with the owner, and I had this like moment of like, there's this thing in therapy where you like accept your inner child. I like accepted my inner, like, and love your inner child. I like accepted my inner like game dev, if you know what I mean, like my early self, because I was really nice and I was like, you know, problem solving, and I was like, oh yeah, this is a good kid. Anyway, I'm gonna take this weird contraption off. Oh, dude, look at this. I also haven't had a haircut in like 2 years. I've been doing the curly girl method, so I've been taking better care of my curls, which is great. But I didn't bring my where's my hat or something. So what I'm probably gonna do though is bring this to the front, bring that to the back, bring this over. Does that look weird or sexy? Ah, it looks sexy. All right, cool. Mainly because these headphones make my hair go frizzy. Okay, so anyone that came here for the streaming, for the dev. Okay, so where I got to, there's a few areas that I'm at, right? And the reason I stopped streaming when I was deving is because it was distracting me from developing. And I have not written any code for half an hour, but it's nice to do a little. Maybe this is just a little hello to my 20 homies that pop it that would check in on me. So hello, I hope you're all doing well and finding ways to build a little bit of, you know, your personal shit into your life. So I'm stuck on this bit. I'm not even stuck on it, to be honest. So I'll actually flick over to this, I guess. So yeah, pretty much where I'm up to is that so I'll show you the project. Firstly, let's fix this. Apparently there's an OBS tool for automatic scene switching. That would be so good. Left, desktop, and camera. I also lost all my, I didn't lose all my settings. I just, go to studio mode. Studio mode. I like had to wipe my computer. I can't remember why. I think I just was like, honestly, like, it's the big rig. Oh, it fucking cooked itself is why. Now I remember. Because I had wiped it previously and set up all this shit, and it was like, you know, Mr. Smarty Pants. Automatic scene switcher. Okay, alright, so I could go switch to desktop and camera. Yep. Plus. And then I could go, like, for example, Visual Studio. When I go to Visual Studio, it swaps. Oh my god, that is so good. Because, yeah, that was one problem with, like, dev generally, is that it's like, it would, I couldn't switch back and forth, right? Fuck yeah. All right, this is great. This is good news. It's cigarette juice. Okay, so get OBS to show active screen, which is my Google search, add that, and then get, what is it? What are we looking for here? Visual Studio, show left desktop and camera. When no window matches, switch to desktop and camera. Check active window every 300 milliseconds, start that. Okay, so for example, right now, if I do that, oh, hang on, go out of studio mode. Now it should, oh my God. And then if I go like that, oh my God, oh, that's so good. Okay, that's really, really, really cool. That's awesome. All right. Okay. So where was I up to? Well, you know what that means is that I can put all this shit over here. So because normally I have like my like web stuff on the left and my dev stuff on the right, basically. Words on the left, nerds on the right. Which I'm gonna, so I'll bring all this over here as well. And sorry, this is what cooked, well, actually I'm not sorry, whatever, who cares. This is definitely what cooked my last stream was, I'd get distracted by setting this up. But that's okay, doesn't matter. That's not working. That's right. Ah, it's the wrong one. Okay, all right. Very cool. Okay. No, let's get the only problem is now I don't have like my little secret little areas. It's okay, like I actually kind of prefer that. So this is how I would like get music to play. Actually, that's kind of stupid. Whatever, like I don't think you guys need music. I might listen to your own music. Fucking, what do you need my music for? I'm not a fucking DJ. Oh, this is so good. It's just everything in one spot. This is awesome. All right, so I'm gonna, that being said, I'm gonna get all the web stuff over here. Actually, you know what? I'm just gonna close all these windows now. So I've just got the one. Okay, cool. So where I landed was, firstly, yeah, this is so good. It's just gonna switch screens. This is incredible. I'm just gonna comment that out. So where I landed was curved UI laser pointer, right? Rubber duck it with me. Curved UI laser pointer. What the fuck? There we go. Default. All right. Curved UI laser pointer is, so curved UI is an abstraction, or not even an abstraction, like a way of raycasting to UI stuff in Unity. And it also does this curved UI stuff, which I honestly don't give a shit about. I can curve my own, like, it doesn't matter. And it's been really handy because you just like drag and drop it, and then you get laser pointer interaction with UI stuff, which makes things really easy. Adventure Creator is all UI driven, so it's like I get a lot for free by just getting curved UI, Adventure Creator and VRTK. And I really, really, really wanted to go like no code, and that would all be fine, right? Except that the way it works is it actually attaches to a camera, and it actually attaches to a camera, like to the Oculus or the blah 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 blah. And the setup I've got here is like essentially no VR anything. Like it's just the Unity XR stuff, but it doesn't seem to just attach to that. So I'm like, okay, well maybe I can make a custom pointer that's like a VRTK like unspecific pointer, or maybe I just fucking bite the bullet and use the Oculus. Well, let me try. Let me try and finish it off, because I was like, halfway there. It's the old classic chestnut. So basically, if you say, curve Unity XR, curve Steam VR, blah 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 blah, it'll put that on, and it will. Sorry, I just had an idea. That's like kind of annoying, but that's just who I am. Is that working? Yeah, that. Let me just check that's working. Yeah, okay, cool. When it's left desktop, I'll flip this. So then it looks like I'm looking at the code, right? Does it? Hang on, let me have a look. I'm looking at the code. Okay. Actually, you know what? In that case, I'll put this over here. Actually, now I'll just turn the Twitch stuff off. I don't. Yeah, look, I don't know. I don't know if this is useful work. Not work, but like, this is what happened last time I was streaming. So I just got depressed and was just like, this is stupid. Nobody likes me. I'm not popular. That's okay. Let's see if I can make that a bit bigger too. Okay, cool. So, where did I get up to? Well, thankfully, I wrote some notes. So this is kind of where I'm like leveling up a little bit. I'm just gonna close all this shit so I don't get distracted, and pull that out. So I'm trying out Restream again. It's like a chat thing. It's like a little bit cooler, but it doesn't really matter. I don't think anyone's chatting. All right, so I actually ended up getting. What have I done? I've fucked it up. Okay, all right. Sorry, everybody. We're doing pretty well right until the last bit. Okay. I think, yeah, talking kind of distracts me a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna try and just have one Chrome window open, which is this one. And then that switches to that. And then if I go like that, that's where we are. Okay, cool. And if windows don't match, don't switch. Close. There we go. So this has been a 40-minute intro. All right. Luckily, Twitch is long form. So I wrote some notes for myself. Custom Ray gets and sends UI events. One of the things that Curve UI does for free is it like detects the hand switching. So it does hand switching, which is like this like API level, like this is the active hand. And I'm wondering if you can even build to the Quest without the Oculus. Basically, I wanted to see if I could build something without the Oculus SDK at all. But I'm starting to think that maybe that's like, I'm just like a sucker for punishment. So where I got up to is, okay, so making some conceptual progress, basically getting a custom ray set up, which I think will let me upload the ray stuff to Curved UI for now. So what I've been thinking about is like just not using Curved UI, because I need to make my own custom ray for some other stuff anyway. The thing that Curved UI does, which is like no code UI interaction, I could do in like very quickly, but it does some other stuff, you know, hand switching, yada, yada, yada. And it does all this like other UI world space management stuff that is good. So I'm like, all right, well, let's just use custom Curved UI. So the goal was no code, right? But like I have to I just feel like I'm missing something, because the I feel like I missed something because the camera rig, this is like the Unity XR system, right? And then if I go to the Curved UI canvas and I set it to, I'm not going to do it, but Unity XR, it says you're missing the Unity XR package basically. And I wonder if it's like maybe like a version mismatch, because if I go to the, hang on, let me get all these windows set up. But firstly, let's go File, Build Settings, Player Settings. I wish I'd have done that the direct way, like a cool guy. Okay, so if you get the plugin manager, there isn't a Unity XR setup. Maybe Unity Mock HMD? What does that have in it? So I'm stuck on it basically. I do have the Oculus desktop now, and then if I get the Oculus, like the thing is with VRTK, it's really, really easy to set up like a different rig switches. I'm like, maybe I'm just fucking like making life harder for me than it needs to be, because maybe this won't even build to VR. Let's find out if this builds to VR while we're at it. Let's just see, because my hope was that that the, like if I use the Unity XR rig and I actually don't need any of the SDK stuff, it'll just be easier. Like I actually want to build a like all my other games like very like plugged into Oculus, just because I was like, I think it's a big platform. Player settings, build, new folder, builds. So let's see if you can actually even build an APK to the headset. GAW1. Because I might need to set up the Oculus stuff anyway. And just like doing this custom ray instead of just using the Oculus stuff, because if I use the Oculus stuff, then the Curved UI stuff, we can just like it'll just work basically, which makes sense. Like that's what most people are doing it for. Like I'm not doing this for the people, but I got asked how I did the VRTK. So I got asked how I did the Adevnture Creator VR setup like 5 years ago, and I literally never answered. My dream is to one day like open source anything, or like actually answer a forum question. I just like, it's not that I'm lazy, I just don't like engaging with people, or thinking about things in a structured way. But I would love, you know, like imagine like, yeah, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of my duty almost. Like I've read so many like long posts. Okay, so where are we up to? Let's do a little math. Did that switch over? No, it didn't. Why not? So I really want to get this scene switching right, because it would be very cool. Could just say Chrome. So it's just looking for the tab? That sucks. That's okay. I'll just only use that tab. It's kind of dumb. I like that it flips me around. That's fun. Hang on. Whatever. That's okay. Okay, so dilemma. Just use Quest Oculus library. Basically, I'd love to make a game that's just like, well, the footprint at least, have as little dependencies as possible. So obvious. Like, I don't mind dependencies. I'm not someone that has a problem with it. I just like want to for this. For maintainability, and also like, I guess like learning about like the to the metal, you know, Unity stuff. Like I'm guessing to get it on the store, you do need to have the like SDK with all the app key shit, which is fine. I just want to see how far I can get without it. So if I can run this in the headset, that means that the, you know, the Unity VRTK stuff is like, you know, fine. Sorry, the Unity like XR package stuff is fine. Like it's enough to create a VR instance on the headset, if you know what I mean. Let's find out. And that in that way, it would be worth figuring out some sort of way of like some sort of custom rig, essentially. All right, starting app install, all tasks completed, so it installed. That's good, I guess. I guess I may as well stream Quest 2 crop. Might not work. We'll find out. You can go over here, buddy. No, let's get these glasses off. This is fun. If I don't care that no one's watching right now, this is fun. People might watch it later, and you can listen to your own tunes. Oh, no one saw that. All right, good. That's not. Fuck you. All right. Shout out to SideQuest. Like, I honestly like I don't know what their like, you know, long game is, but I'm glad they exist. Okay, all unknown sources. Go at the end of the world. Look at that. Still default company. Okay, that's funny. Oh, what? Did you guys see that? Hang on, I'm gonna share this online. Hang on, I'm gonna I'm actually gonna share this because it's cool. It's fucking trippy. Hang on. All right, so this is another cool thing that I've discovered in my adventures. And it's not fucking showing the right fucking thing. All right, little shits. Okay, so I've got one of those keyboards and mouses that can have 3 different Bluetooth things, which can be a bit of a headache sometimes because it doesn't always work perfectly. What that means I can do is use my mouse and keyboard. Hang on. In VR, and it's honestly maybe not. In some ways, it's a better experience than. How do we get the fuck out of here? Oh yeah, I see what's going on. How do I explain it? It's a better viewing experience. Like it is a better desktop configuration than my current desktop. It's more comfortable. The words are as legible. Like they have to be big. This might be old news, but I just built out my Unity APK without the Oculus VR SDK and opened it in, this might be old news, but I just built out my Unity APK without the Oculus VR SDK and opened it in, you guys can see this shit, right? This is pretty cool, yeah? Hang on, I don't want to accidentally fucking, oh yeah, cool. Opened it in the Quest and it rendered as a 2D interactive game. I guess essentially an Android mobile game. Did that work? Actually not sure if it captured it. Recorded and tweeted from my headset. All right. Exactly 280 characters. All right, that's off. Rats off to ya. So that's really interesting. That's what I like about doing this process is that it's like, hang on. It's less about the output. Like I do get attached to the idea of the output, and that's something that I'm like working on separately, I guess. In that I do want to make stuff and I do want people to like it, and I do understand that you need like a certain like velocity to do that, and you do need people to play it, and you need to make stuff and blah blah blah. But like I also just like doing this because it keeps me at the coalface of the space, and you know, and I find out little things like that. It just gives me ideas, and it's like my cuckoo clock or my bird watching. Like I don't know what it is about it. I find it really interesting. I find it really like the space really satisfying, I guess, because it's for a bunch of different reasons. So I really like doing this stuff. So it's good. I like the idea of sharing it with people. I have yet to, you know, I've had some really good experiences doing this streaming as well. So far today, like I would say that I've done about no work. I've done maybe about what would take me about 5 minutes in an hour. That's okay. So I'm just gonna go get a cup of tea, and then I'll just try and get stuck into some code. I don't know how that translates to this. Maybe I just won't say anything for a while, and that'll work. I'm trying to not drink multiple cups of coffee in a row. I'm on new medication, and then when I do that, it like makes my like just makes me fritz out basically. What was the font I used before? Rubik. Okay, back in 5. So I'm kind of sad that I lost all my like branding. It's not lost technically. I actually made a repo of like my like OBS like everything, so that I could like build a stream profile and use it across computers and shit like that. But I honestly couldn't be fucked. I don't care enough. So I'm gonna transition. I'll mute my. I'll put some like Copacabana music on. Quite hungry. And like the one thing that like will make it all worthwhile is that I met this guy named Toxic Fox, who will probably watch this because he's a legend, or she, I don't know. That like loves the digging simulator and is like so supportive. Just like it warms my heart. Like you know, just that you could have that kind of, you know, give someone something they like. You know, it's cool. So and that to meet them, like I was just like, it's never like nothing like that. Yeah, I'm kind of like I said, I'm like very new to this biz. I'm gonna find a waiting song.
your family, but I ran into you yesterday, and you never saw it coming, baby. I knew you knew what I thought. Did you leave or not? You said that you meant to, but you forgot, and I never saw it coming. Should have been so easy, but I feel incomplete thinking about you. Yeah. And I would just let you be, but I consistently think about you. Think about you. I know you're keeping secrets, hoping that I won't see this, but for whatever reason, I think I like it. Feels like there's something missing, at least it's something different, and I can't help this feeling. I think I like it. I think I like it. I think I like it. You're a mystery, history to you, but girl, it's new to me. I wish that I could see it happen naturally, but I never saw it coming, baby. I never guessed that we could get this far. Well, honestly, I really don't know where we are, and would it be less fun if it was less bizarre? Cause we never saw it coming. Should have been so easy, but I feel incomplete thinking about you. Yeah. And I would just let you be, but I consistently think about you. Oh, baby, do you think about it too? I know you're keeping secrets, hoping that I won't see this, but for whatever reason, I think I like it. Feels like there's something missing, at least it's something different, and I can't help this feeling. I think I like it. I think I like it. I think I like it. Oh, baby, do you think about me too? I think I like it.
Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger. I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's okay. It's okay. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat. Really, y'all don't know this, y'all in danger. I'm a threat. I'm a gamble with your life, cause you know that it's a bet. It's a bet. You know I ain't letting up, my foot is on your neck. Take my word for it, it's a promise and a threat. I ain't never really wanna flex my gifts, but I think it's my time, let me check my wrist. You can never dim my shine, I'ma keep on grinding till I reach the tip top. When it's just in
We're back. Okay, so I'm just gonna dive in now. I think I've done enough. Blah 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 blah. If you're there, it's okay. Let's see. Let's say cool on Twitter. So I've got the break. My little cup of tea. One notification. Two best friends. Let's see. I'm so funny. I don't care what you say. Like, it's just a fun video. It's great. Like, it's hilarious. Check, check. Hope that's good. Maybe I'll bump me up a little bit. All right. Buildings quest with Open VR, Open XR. This is Unity 2020. I'm using Unity 2019. Oh, this fucking shit. Why does this keep fucking happening? It's so annoying. I don't know what is going on or why, but this keeps getting stuck. I don't know why. It's bloody give me the shits. I am loving this scene switching though. This is great. Alright, fuck it. No music. Fuck you. Oh, it's nice to have music. Okay, what's the demo going on about?
So if I were to select this, we can select device, which is the one that is currently set, or I can go to the floor and you can see that. And now we can close out of the package manager. It's going to show everything that we have. I'm going to click on OpenXR plugin, go into examples, and the one that I want to show you how it works is going to be the controller. Click on import. It's going to be the OpenXR plugin, so click on install. Okay, in our package manager, we're going to go and start to work on it. All right, guys, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go into new and select 2020.2.3F1, which is the version that I have for Creator. And then I'm going to be selecting the project name. I'm going to do OpenXR. It's going to be demos. Okay, so we're going to start with an empty scene. Now click on window, and we're going to go into our package manager. In our package manager, we're going to go into Unity registry. I'm also going to be clicking on the gear icon here, going to advanced project settings, and then click on enable preview packages. And you're going to say I understand because Unity doesn't recommend that you use previous packages for production. So it's going to say yes, we're just testing things out. And then I'm going to be just searching for XR. You're going to see everything here available for XR. The one that I want to install is going to be the OpenXR plugin, so click on install. Okay, so because the new OpenXR plugin requires the new input system, it's going to tell us.
So this new package system's really great. It like basically creates like a way of managing the links to remote bundles, which is kind of what the asset store was a skin for, but it's way more accessible. We were using submodules for everything at work, and we're like, let's use packages, which is cool. It was hard for me to accept because I was a real big submodule guy, I guess. And I would probably still keep using submodules for my own stuff. What the heck? OpenXR. Maybe it's just not available on 2019. I think I'm just gonna XR interaction toolkit. Alright, so I'm just gonna bite the bullet. Because the other thing I'm thinking is the XR interaction toolkit, maybe that doesn't solve the like Unity, like the VR supported thing. It's okay. It's okay. If anyone knows how to stop this from happening, it's so frustrating. Alright. How the fuck is library being tracked? It's okay, it's okay. Committing before bringing in new toolkits. Let's just get some new toolkits in. So like VRTK is cool. It's like this wrapper for like it's like this wrapper for like all the different SDKs. But what I was hoping is that I wouldn't need to use the wrapper part. Like I could just have like this, like the Unity default SDK, which I think would be fine for like desktop stuff. But I'm starting to think that it doesn't even work on mobile, which is okay. I mean, you can't build to the Quest with it. Bringing in XR interaction toolkit, which is what Curved UI is looking for. Will what we're using work with that? Will that build to the Quest? Will that save the abstraction stuff? The more I'm thinking about it, I'm just like, let's just use the Quest. Like, I don't even have another device. I don't even give a shit about it. Like, I'd like the ability to port it to like, you know, Steam and stuff. I was thinking that'd be really cool. But it's not super important. I gotta call my fucking parents. Parents, eh? Project is using the new input system, but the native platform backends for the new input systems are not enabled in the player settings. This means that no input from native. This will restart and will disable the old Unity engine input.apis. Oh. So I think the reason that I'm not using the old inputs and blah fucking blah is because VRTK isn't really geared up for it. And another thing that I found really interesting is this XR interaction toolkit. Like, you don't need VRTK at all anymore. Like the VRTK like improvement essentially is that like it's just packages now. It's like, what's the point of difference? I think they like simplified themselves out of existence. Well, that's why I commit, so I can give it a crack. So let's see what happens. Library should not be library shouldn't be tracking. I don't understand why this is happening. No, wrong Asana. If you don't have two Asanas, what are you even doing with your life? That's my question. Okay, so I think I'm gonna make like an issues board, issues column, bugs. Let's put bugs here. issues. Why is library being tracked in repo? In repo. It definitely shouldn't be. That's interesting. If you're a fucking giant Dorcas Malorcas. Alright. So if you can see the git ignore here, it's library is being ignored unless I'm like I put it in the issues tracker. So no errors, which is good. And now XR interaction toolkit, XR device. So all right, it's in now, right? And if we look at, I think it's just the same as like if I go to XR now, what do we got here? XR general settings. Okay, it's something else probably. It's kind of good. Like, so the packages go here, and I'm assuming that you kind of are less likely to fuck with them. So it's like an interactions. Okay, so the curved UI canvas, right, was like, I set it to Unity XR and was like, well, where's the thing? So now the thing's there. Will it then recognize the tracked input shit? I don't think so. I don't think so. I do not think so. And if that doesn't work, get back to my original plan, was like my custom ray. And the reason that I'm not just doing the custom ray thing is I'm trying to understand what's happening a bit better, if that makes sense. Like, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna get the Spotify, but then you guys can't hear it, but that's okay, I think. I just want some music. So this is Restream. It's kind of cool. It like shows you all that. I just want to have like something that makes a bell if someone says something, because I actually don't like to I don't like to know that someone's watching, I guess. I don't like to be looking, because usually people aren't, but then if I don't, then people don't. Okay, alright, so here we go. Right controller. So now that it's got the basically before when I switched to Unity XR, it said some of the stuff from the interaction toolkit's missing. And I'm like, I'm not going to be using any of that stuff, right? So that's okay. So tracked alias is the this wrapper, right? So instead of attaching things directly to the rig, you attach it to the alias. And then that way when you switch rigs, the alias stays the same. So we should be able to say XR control. Oh my god. There's no XR controllers in the scene. Okay, let's have a look at something else. So Tilia, so basically these packages that they've got, it's pretty elegant, to be honest, which I'm really excited to fuck around with more, but I want to get this shit right. Interactable highlighter. That's interesting, is instead of directly highlighting the hotspot stuff is, oh, that's another conversation. That's what I've already got, I'm pretty sure. So yeah, instead of having to get stuff off the asset store, but sort of not having to download packages, you now can link these packages, basically. It's very good. I really like it. Once I understood it better. XR, Tilia. Okay, my registries, Tilia, camera rigs, Unity XR versus XR plugin framework, legacy XR management system, which we don't want, the XR, what's this one? So, okay, well, look, one of the things with VRTK is you can have multiple rigs together. So this is a good chance to try that, right? And the rig switching shit is like, whatever. I'll figure that out later. Okay, so Xlun plugin framework.unity. Come on. So the way that I do that is I then go to the project over here, and I go to packages, no, the manifest. This is democracy manifest. And then I open it 100 times because for some reason Notepad is not coming up in front. Okay, now I go to here and I go and it's fun learning new ways of doing things, I guess. I kind of was having this kind of crisis with especially like software, is it's just like, it's not, there's no deeper truths, if that makes sense. Like, do you know what I mean? It's not in itself discovering or learning anything that's true about the universe. It's just learning about these systems we're making. It's a bit like being a lawyer. But I guess it's just like, not everything has to be a process of divining the nature of the universe, Sometimes it can just be like making a cuckoo clock. Okay, so now so that adds that to my package manager. It seems more complicated. I was like, guys, this sounds fucked. But it's good. It's great, because now I'm like, all right, this is the official source plugged into Unity, as opposed to me like downloading some hokey pokey shit. It's so annoying. Like, I just need a way to know if I got a message without having to check and feeling like a fucking loser. Okay, so turn on audio notification, Twitch chat. I don't know. Doesn't matter. No one's watching. Hey, that's right. You're watching. So it's interesting, like, this is a lot of what I'm doing is like trying to bring systems together, and a lot of this I could have solved with A, my own stuff, and B, really quickly band-aiding shit, but I just want to think about what I'm doing a bit, understand this is like my, like, what's the state of play for like what you can build in XR. I think people quite get it the way that I get it at work, like what you need to know and how to do it and what that'll mean. But like, I think you should be able to like create like pretty compelling, you know, immersive experiences without being like super technical. Okay, so XR plugin management now is... So what did I just add? I just added the XR plugin framework. Which I'm assuming has a camera in it. Let's read the README. Okay, so it comes from the sky. That's what I call the bar. So instead of this, I've got this. And now the left hand is a tracked pose driver. It's also a tracked pose driver? Well, let's see. Let's fucking see. Okay, so what we're looking for here is if this recognizes that as the right one. It's an XR controller. No, what the fuck's an XR? Sam, come on. Okay, so maybe I go window, game object, XR. Okay, so here we go. Now this is the XR interaction toolkit. I don't know why I'm talking like this. From Unity. Okay, so why I'm annoyed about the XR interaction toolkit is because it sounds fucking awesome, and it would be instead of VRTK. And it's also like, yeah, I don't know, like the VRTK story. Look, I think it's like, you know, you just do the work and then people supersede it. I just hope that he made enough money and like has the brain to be like, okay, I'm getting eaten here. Like, I'll go work at Unity, basically. Room scale XR. What do you mean action based? What do you mean action based? All right. I just created an XR rig. An XR controller. So this wants me to use this instead of VRTK. Okay. Which is fine. This is basically the same thing as this, as far as I can tell. Velocity trackers, head left controller, fucking all this shit. Okay. Lightweight Oculus SDK. So my other question is there a way that I can download the Oculus? I'm getting so steamed up. Is there a way that I can download the Oculus SDK, right? You know what would be smart? Alright. I'm such a little fucking scatterbrain. Alright, is if I put my like self here and then I switch this to its actual that way, because most of the stuff's on the left, right? Flip horizontal. So when I'm looking there, I'm looking at that, and then when I switch over to here, I'm looking at that. Oh, that's not working. Why not? Why not? Has this not been working the whole time? Okay, it is working now. Why isn't it going to? Okay, alright. Well, look, the switcher hasn't been working the way I thought it would. That's alright. Alright, fuck it. Maybe because I rebooted it? That's a bummer. That's okay. It is because I rebooted it. Okay, that's okay. That's okay, that's okay. So now if I do that, okay, and then if I do that, okay. Alright. If there's a way I can just add Chrome, that'd be good too. I'll figure that out later. So like, I can see that there's a way to do it. There's a way to do it so that you can get the screen position. So I'm going to put it on the stream, which is still an ongoing project. Set up advanced screen position swapping. So I've just swapped when I swap screens, because I move between screens a lot. That's probably like half the. I think that'll make the stream better. Like, well, it would make the stream better, but not that it needs to be better or anything like that. But add a missing piece of the actual whole experience. Okay, so close that. So let's get the Tilia Oculus wrapper. Technically, these things should be able to sit together. If that makes sense, like, that's the goal of the project, really. Fuck. Okay, so you do need the Oculus package. And then this is the wrapper for the Oculus pack. Let's just fucking do that. Let's just go for it. Whatever. Because you'll need it to build to the Oculus, right? Like it's just, you need to, like, for the Oculus to recognize it as a Quest thing. So I had this, I guess I had this idea, and I think it's valid that, like, you know, you could just use this like to the metal Unity SDK thing, but I don't think that's gonna happen. And if I'm not having to write a custom array for that, that means I'm back on my no code goal, which is good. So I don't know. I do know this is it. This is it, Chief. Like, okay, so I guess I should get the Oculus package first. So I'll see you next fucking Tuesday. Oh, actually, but now because I'm using the plugin management, maybe it won't download it fucking every single thing. That'd be so good. Okay. We're cooking. Welcome to the Bears, kids. This is how games get made. This is how small indie games, kind of weird and janky, get made. But someone said, great game, made me sad. So I'm very happy. And it's so, like, not healthy. But I like check this like you would check like social media after a post, like a little like 175 installs. That's cool. Time in 13 minutes, which is strange, but it's long. Like, people are in it longer than Touchy Feely, which is cool. It kept the lifetime users. I guess somehow they must have had some sort of like metadata of all users and what their you know, thing was. What's going on Twitter? Did my tweet? Maybe it didn't. No, I guess it didn't. Whatever. So yeah, the problem with the Oculus SDK is it's got all this fucking like hectic shaders and stuff in it. So if they've got a way to like send us a stripped down one that doesn't have all the example stuff, that'd be great. How's this positioning for the... Okay, maybe I'll put that over there. Okay, so making the call after doing some Twitch therapy. Therapy. I'm going to target the Oculus SDK. My hope, I guess, is that the controller mappings stay the same. I think there's a bit to learn about these configurations. But I'm more interested in the Adevnture Creator port. So yeah, I should be able to like, yeah, look, we'll see. Like at its bare bones, like being able to just like be an adventure creator with like UI working straight off the bat is kind of exciting, I guess. You know what I mean? Like it's like basically I was starting with like a game like this like 5 years ago. It was what I started. It was basically this. Like I've done this 5 years ago. Don't ask me why I'm doing it again. Maybe I'm learning to back myself, but and then I played like, I think it was accounting and some of those games where you're picking stuff up and putting, you know, the head to the thing, and I was like, oh, this is pretty good actually. But I've kind of come full circle, and I'm like, I kind of just want to like be in a point and click adventure again, right? Like I could sit down, chill out, beep boop, beep boop. So I guess I'm like targeting lazy people. You know, like I love being in VR, like for its visual elements as much as it's like, you know, actual physical moving around. Like I do, you know. Basically, I just want more games that I can sit on the couch and play. That's what I'm getting at. Ugh. I might go get another coffee. And come back. Maybe I'll figure out that scene switching stuff in the meantime. In the meantime, I just realized that my this wasn't tracking. That's all right. Fuck, that sounds good. It's not even. It's like I decided not to get like a mic with a what are they called? The XLR and a sound card because I just didn't feel like fucking around with it. Okay, so what we've done now is we've set up the Oculus stuff, and then we're going. So I guess yeah, today you are spared Oculus integration. I will continue to use you. 0.1, 0.3, 0.18. So this is the VRTK Oculus wrapper, which is cool. I get it. I think it's cool. You know what? I'm gonna figure out the scene switching shit. Right now, region. If cursor is in min. Okay, if cursor is in min, I'll do this on screen, I guess, because it's kind of cool, I think. So if cursor is in min x 1920, negative 1920, and min y is, well, 0, doesn't really matter. Right. So that's 0. That's 1920. That's 0 and 1080. So it's top down. Okay, so there's never going to be negative there. And max 0, max 1080. All right. Then switch to left desktop and camera using fade. All right, add that. And then if cursor is min 0, min y, max 1920, max y 1080. Then switch to desktop and camera, which will change to right desktop and camera. And then let's go to, let's, I guess close this. Is that what we need to do? Tools, automatic scene switcher. Let's turn you off because you are not up to the job. Advanced scene switcher, let's turn you on. And cursor's over here. It's not working. Which means I did the math wrong, or it's not running. So region. Okay, so if cursor is between here and here is like the 0, 1080, right? And then here is if cursor's min is 0. Oh, okay, maybe it just doesn't have a transition. Hey, okay. Oh, that is so good. Yes. All right. So we've got the Oculus stuff here. Lots of mistakes and errors. Fucking great. Fuck's sake. All right. That's interesting. So maybe I don't actually need the because it's looking for the Oculus rig stuff, right? when what I just installed is the Oculus SDK. So, okay, so if I go, let's just get rid of that for now by going to Windows, Zinnia, what do I need, Package Manager. Oh, having the mic like this is fucking something else. I forgot how good this sounded. The annoying thing is, because I've got a little bit of monitor now, is that it's like a dial to show you just exactly the monitor, exactly what's coming back from the computer. Okay, so I'm going to remove you. Yes. So now, hypothetically, I can build this same scene and it'll launch into XR, even though there's no Oculus. It's not so much the SDK. I'm not like anti-Oculus like that much. I just like, it's really, the asset pack for Oculus is really heavy. It's just heaps of random shit in there that I just don't want to deal with, basically. This is exciting. And I got my like little good microphone set up. I've just had my microphone off to the side because I've just been kind of, honestly, like not feeling very confident and not wanting to be like, oh hey, look at me, I'm Mr. Microphone, which is pretty funny. Heaven forbid, oh Mr. Microphone here, look who he is, Mr. Big Mic. All right, I'm fucking freezing. This guy's on some next level fucking shit. He's like made this like art studio VR, and now you can paint assets. Like fucking forget about it. Oh, this is cool. Okay, is that done? Nope. Ah, the old forever. And yeah, I just want to see if I can do something without the Oculus, with something that'll work on everything. I will develop for Oculus mostly, but just curious, I guess. Like more than anything, it doesn't really matter. The universe is expanding, and one day we will all be dust. If you're ever worried, just imagine yourself as a skeleton with a big smile on your face. Okay. Okay, so now if I build, let's see, I've got the Oculus plugin, but I don't have the Oculus interaction kit, I guess. That's fucking all this bullshit. You know, I'm going to get rid of the other interaction kit as well. I don't want to deal with it. While I'm at it. Get out of here. Fuck you. You are no use to me. Oculus XR plugin, yeah, that's fine, that's okay. It's different too. So I think like, yeah, like VR as a, like obviously as a content type is like the hype is definitely not there. People love it and play it, obviously. And like the developers and the creators are all really like kind of burnt out and jaded. And it's like the best time to push through. I think like when you really like can push through when everyone loses interest basically is when you are there for like that next phase, I guess, of things. And like, you know, you have to make sure that that's the wave you want to be riding, right? But it's not about catching the wave you see. It's about getting ready for the next one, you know? So that's kind of where my head's at, is like, there'll be a coalescence of a ton of different technologies and consumer needs that like, and I'll be super capable and ready for it. I'll already be doing stuff in that space. And so like, for me, probably more than anything is like the skill, not like, I think I'm pretty good at coding now, but it's more like the multi-elemental, this fucking shit. All right. Craft of, making complete whole, XR experiences pretty much. All right. So I gotta get rid of this shit. Okay, so I'm kind of back where I started, but it's okay because I understand it now. Is that if I make a custom array that works on Unity XR, I don't need, that's one less SDK I need. But then it does mean I have to write code. Wonder like, my problem with Oculus SDK is it's fucking huge. It's got all this random shit in it that like is great, it's fine, but like you don't need it. It's like maybe the tools and the project samples, like maybe it's obvious what you don't need. I'm coming full circle. I think I'm gonna do the Oculus. Like if you think to the pillar of the projects, right? That's like this idea that I'm familiar with. Well, let's find out if this will build to the headset because that might answer my question anyway. Go one. Yep. Replace that. So it's like, oh look, there's actually no one watching. Alright, no one's in the chat. That's okay. I honestly don't mind. But I when I just have it off completely, people don't, and then someone messages, I miss it, which sucks. So I'm gonna get the pop out. I'll try not to miss it. I don't know how to make it make a noise. I wish I did. Just so I didn't have to have the cognitive load of checking Academy Impossible and Girly. Are they people? I don't know. That's all right. Cognitive load, cognitive schmode. So, okay, so what I'm doing now is building to, I can close this. Oh my God, this like screen switching is fucking sick. Okay, so what I can do is, what I'm doing now is building the headset again, seeing if it will run a VR instance without the Oculus like system in. I don't see why not. Like it's OpenXR, I believe, if my understanding of that is correctly, which it might not be. Okay, side quests. Hopefully, having things like swap around like this isn't too bewildering. All tasks completed. Okay, and we go. Oh. What did this tweet send? Tweeting? Doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm going into VR. That's good. It's fucking freaking out, which is not good. But it's definitely like, okay, it's VR time, baby. Which is interesting. I wonder why that is XR Interaction Manager, probably because it's got a bunch of this fucking dumb shit in it. Alright, let's get rid of that. I really like this ASMR situation. Custom array, back to custom. That was interesting. The cable from the microphone to the headphones was touching the microphone and was creating like a little bit of feedback. It's like, is it picking up the electrical activity? Because like electricity doesn't make noise, but which was then changing the electrical activity, which was creating like a feedback loop, subtle feedback loop in between two different properties of the universe, aka the old chestnut. All right. What am I doing? I can never remember. Okay. I'm trying to figure out why it was cooked. Okay, so it's all fine. VR. Oh, I custom rigs. Oh, there's no rig. Okay, well that's always gonna camera rig. So it's alias. I guess I deleted the rig. Why am I so dramatic? That's okay. Okay, so if I go to Unity XR, what's the difference? XR plugin framework versus Unity XR. This is what they said to use in the whatever. Okay, so it's kind of promising. It's like, okay, well, this is, I guess, using OpenXR. Is that more performant? I do wonder. Like, I guess I always assumed that using the Oculus stuff would, I don't know. I guess there's not really that many frames to be gained out of some like administrative bullshit. I'm loving the scene switching. I do like just flick between monitors a fair bit though, so sorry. But it just means I don't have to think about you seeing what I see. It's great. Ugh. There's a mouse over there, I guess. Oh boy. It's cool because it's just like any camera is a VR camera basically, which is okay. Oh, I didn't install it. Oh, that was cool. The pass-through came through. That's interesting. Oh wow, that's fucking freaky. I told you I was freaky. I told you I was freaky, baby. I don't think you used to be able to broadcast the pass-through. I'm fucking freezing cold, by the way. Did that finish? Let's find out. Hey. The controllers aren't picking up though. That's not good. That's something. Maybe because they're not like linked up. Okay, so it's working. Okay, well that answers that question. It's really exciting. Is you can build to the Oculus headset without the rig, which is interesting. I don't know, bro. I like the Oculus rig to be honest, but I'm also like, okay, you know what it is. Sometimes I don't really know why I'm doing stuff beyond like a instinct. Is that I do think at a certain point it's like unethical. It's kind of like drinking from the poison chalice of like they've got all this cool shit that you can use, but you're more and more embedded in Facebook and like intrinsically supporting that, and you know signaling that, and then obviously like actually, you know, building it. It's like building your business off fossil fuels or something like that. You know, like it's like you need it, but like don't like I don't know. I don't know if that analogy stretches that far. But the buttons didn't work, so that's interesting. Joystick up, boolean. Is all this shit working? Okay, so the alias isn't connected, so that it needs to tracked alias facade. So it's just connected to that. Well, let's see what happens when I play it. Oh, I don't have link started. Let's. All right. Let me. All right. Well, my dad's trying to call, so I'm just gonna give him a bell, and then I'll see you later. Hope you enjoyed it.